Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim Magical. Let me get situated here. This is my first video in my brand new office. God, let me see if I can switch this around. I don't know if I can. No. Well, let me turn it around. Maybe you can see it that way. There's that. There's my baby over there. I got that. You can remember that from home. Probably making you all dizzy. I'm not very good at this. Anyways, it's much better. I got my grandma's chair over there. Anyways, it's huge. I've got this huge office now. Oh, let me get this back. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry about that. Haven't got my chair yet. Guess I gotta order a new chair. And it's hot. Forgive me. I just had a shower and it is still smoking hot here. Can you hear the quiet? No more distractions. No more interruptions when I'm doing readings. No more privacy. Anyways, guys, I'm in my new home. I feel like I'm still living. I feel like, I know it's crazy, but I feel like Cinderella. I just can't believe. I can't believe where I'm at now. And I want to tell each of you, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on, if you've had not the best luck in love. I haven't. But I always believed in it, and I always wanted that. I knew what I wanted, I just never had it. And I thought, 63, it's over for me, you know what I mean? But that was okay. I mean, I've got my 2 grandkids now. I've done a lot of great things in my life, and I've had a lot of crappy times. But if you would have told me a year ago that I would be getting a whole new life of everything I ever wanted and asked for from God, and let me tell you, doing those affirmations, they're so important. And, write down what you want. Manifest what you want. See in your mind's eye what you want. Because it all starts there, guys. It all starts there. And you can change anything. Whew. Anyways, Bobby, he's the love of my life. And when I was a little girl, he lived 2 houses down from me. And I was best friends with his little sister. And when I moved in, I was just a little kid on a tricycle. And Bianca, she came along and she said, "Hi, I'm Bianca. What's your name?" But anyways, growing up, we were friends and we went through a lot. But I had a major crush on her brother, older brother, Bobby. Well, I always said, when you're young, I'm going to marry him on, da-da-da-da-da. So, how did it all happen? It just happened. I was at Bianca's one day and he came over and boom, it was history. We've been together ever since. Well, not like living together. We dated for a while. And I didn't want to talk about it really until, you don't want to jinx things. And it's just been wonderful, guys. And I'm very humble because I come from very humble. I had to start my life over 11 years ago. And I was married 26 years to, not a very nice person. That's beside the point. And it's just been a real struggle for me ever since. And the only thing that really gave me peace is finding my way back to spirit. And then I just started pouring everything I had into it. Trying to read, trying to get better at it. because like I said, I've always had it since I was a little girl, but at a certain point, I kind of said, you know, I got to put it on the back burner because my friends were thinking I was kind of weird and, you know, stuff like that, talking to spirit and stuff. But my father and my grandmother, which was my father's mother, they were psychic, and so I had them to talk to and guide me. But then when I lost them, I kind of lost that, you know what I mean? And, you know, life kind of throws things at you and you go with it, and I did. And I had 2 wonderful kids, and they came out of, they made everything worth it, you know. And when I lost them, when they passed away, I just thought, God, I couldn't make it through it. I really, anybody that's lost a child knows this. It's God, it's the worst thing. But I try to live for them. I try to make them proud. I have to walk what I preached. And that's, you can't give up. You got to give it your best shot. You got to, you know, so I want to make them proud. But anyways, I never thought when I moved to Danville in my little place, I didn't think I would be there as long as I was. And it wasn't where I wanted to be, but it was where I knew I needed to be, and I would be safe there because I was out of the big town of Indianapolis, and I was, you know, off into the county, into the, with the countryside in a little town. And I felt like I would be safe there and protected. And I was. And I, you know, it was rough, but I made it, and I made a home out of nothing. And I'm just telling you, you can do that. You can have all of it, guys. You really can. If I can, trust me, you can too. So how did I go from this little apartment that was a cracker box, and I raised Zoe there and everything. How did I go from there? When I tell you, sometimes God has things in store for you that you don't know about, that you have. God's got a plan. God knows everything. He knows the challenges you're going to face. He knows it all. And how I was gifted with not only finding love, and I don't mean love, I mean that kind of love that you find when you're with your best friends and you can talk to him about anything, and he's just your soulmate. Well, I have that now. And so I went from this little rinky-dink place where I struggled to now I'm in a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. And that's not even, it's not about that, because I would live in a shoebox with him because I love him. And I know together you can go through anything if you're a team, and you can get through it. But I look at it and I think, God, thank you, God. Thank you for hearing my prayers. Thank you. I just want to give hope to all of you. So much. And I know this has gone on, but I just wanted to kind of tell you the story of it. And you know, I'll have you meet Bobby one day. He went out to work out. The man still works. He's 70 years old. I'm 63. He still goes to work every day. He doesn't have to, but he enjoys it. And he still goes and works out at the gym. That's where he's at right now. So, anyways, he's always been like that, though. But anyways, I've got lots of work on my desk. I've got my whole desk, my whole office is put together. Everything's exactly the way I want it. I'm on a different chair, but you know, I'm going to get mine. I'm getting ready to order it. What has been going on? There's so much craziness going on. We'll come back and we're going to talk because this whole thing with Kohlberger. You know what? I just say BK. You know, I don't want to say his name anymore. But I don't know if you guys all watched the sentencing of him. And you guys are sitting there. You heard the families give their... You saw him. You are looking straight in the eyes of a psychopath, a sociopath. He has no empathy. He's a very sick person. And I feel sad for the families that they didn't get more of... They felt like they were kind of... by him taking the plea deal like he did at the last minute. But to get him gone, to be honest with you guys, he enjoys that. Him sitting in there and getting all that fuels his, as Olivia said, fuels his beast. So we definitely don't want to fuel his beast. He's where he should be. And I don't know, he might do well in there because he's a bit like... he's where he should be, let's just say. And the whole world is a lot safer. And I'm so sorry for the families. And it's just horrific. Horrific, that man. But I don't think we should give him any more of our energy. The things that are coming out from the documents being released, we knew what it... You know, the only thing... You know, all my readings I've done on this whole... all of it, the only thing that I haven't been able to shake... Oh, he did it. There's no doubt that he did it. But I always got the feeling there was another person. That there was another male there. I don't know why. That always stood out to me. And it always stood out to me something about Murphy. And I don't understand what that is and why that still bothers me even. There's something about Murphy. And I said, did something happen when they came home? Well, we know, but... Because I always, when the girls came home, what's the first thing you do when you get home and you have a pet? You take your pet out. So I thought they came home, they took Murphy out. Did anything give him a creepy feeling when they were out with Murphy or whatever? And I don't know why I can't let that other male go. Or if I could be picking up that it because his mind is all... The things in that mind is just... So I thought, well, maybe personality. Maybe I'm picking up on a split personality. And then somebody else had said there was a man supposedly going around in the neighborhood looking in windows. And that perhaps I was picking up on him and he'd been around because he'd been around the neighborhood. I don't know. And I used to think that perhaps for him to go in there and kill 4 people like he did in that short amount of time, then to find out how many times he stabbed them, that just... I thought, man, he's done this before. I don't think he has, though. I think he has. I think he has broken into people's houses. And I remember back when the Manson and all that was going on. The Manson, he used to send his family out at night sometimes. This is before the killings. And God, they call them creepers or what? What would they do? They break into people's houses while they slept. And they move all their shit around. And so when they got up, they'd see that their stuff would move around, but show somebody's been in the house. You know what I mean? Kind of creep him out, but that was kind of their creepy thing they did. And I think he was a lot like that. I think at night, he definitely, and I think he did that before he even came to Idaho. I think he's definitely diabolical with what he did. And the things coming out now that we're seeing that, what I think it was, he stabbed Kaylee 35 times, and then all the facial damage he did to her, barbaric. And then to think Zaina, he got her 55, stabbed her 5 times. And what he did to Ethan, and carving. What I don't understand, what possessed, well, we can't understand this, but what possessed him to do what he did to Ethan's calves of his legs? He's just an evil, evil person. And I think it said too that he was listening to their police scanners. And I'll tell you what, when Olivia was giving her impact statement, Kaylee's sister, oh my God. If he could have got up, he would have killed her. And she's right. She's right. He gets off on the crying, that gives him power. When you're standing up and you're facing him, you're looking him in his eyes, and you're telling him like it is, and just what a monster he is. Oh, he didn't like it. He didn't like it, but he couldn't do anything about it. He had to sit there and take it. And it's really sad for his family. Oh, and let's talk about that, because I saw this last night on TV, that why all that was going on and why all those statements were going on, Kaylee's mother got a threatening text right there in court. What is wrong with these people? Saying that he's innocent and da-da-da-da-da, and they know a serial killer, and they've given them their name and address, and, they're going to be looking for the family, and just, like, they haven't gone through enough crap. But anyways, I thought I'd just touch on that stuff, and I'm thinking about doing a live. My next thing, put down what would you like to do a live about? Maybe questions and answers. Talk on other cases. We could talk about psychic stuff, about, how do you know? Talking about it, different aspects of it, and if you have questions and things like that. And anyways, I love you guys, and welcome to my new home, my new office, and I hope that we'll have a lot of great shows, and we'll do a lot of cool stuff. And please give me your input. I know we want to go on to Epstein. This whole thing with Epstein. Oh, it's the list. Make no mistake, the list is coming out. I remember years ago uncovering this muck of stuff, And then I started really going into it and researching the island and, you know, Bohemian Grove and the Alati and, you know, and that whole mess. And it is it's real. It does exist. It's some pretty bad stuff. And then we have child stuff in that. This stuff has been going on forever. But we're seeing so much of it now because it's being put out there. The light's being put out here. You know, things are changing in the world. Whoops, my book. And it's for the good that we uncover all this. But, you know, when we're going through it, it seems like, God, it just makes you sick and you want to go, we don't even want to talk about it. But, you know, that's how they keep their secrets. And that's how they get by with all this stuff. And it's elite, it's powerful people. It's, I've always said, you know, the music business, it's in Hollywood, it's in politics, and it's just, that's just a fact of life, as sad as it is. But, you know, God is stronger, He's the ultimate, and as long as we look to Him, we'll be okay, and we'll do the right thing, and the world will change. And, you know, really, you know, we need to make these changes. We really do. For the better of humanity, we really do. So, anyways, I'm going to let it go, guys. I love you guys so much, and I hope if you're new to my channel, you'll subscribe and stick around, because we're going to do a lot of fun stuff, and we're going to do a lot of cases and things like that, and a lot of readings. I'm really looking forward to getting back into that. I've taken all the move. It took a lot out of me, and I had to rest and stuff, but I'm all moved in and everything's in place, so we're ready to go, guys. I love you guys, and I send my love and light to you always, and we'll talk again really soon. Love you guys.